Hi, my name is Medhat and today's video is about using Sematic Kernel with AI models that are hosted on GitHub. In this video, I will show you how you can experiment with AI models hosted on GitHub. GitHub AI models are intended for learning, experimentation, and proof of concept activities. The feature is subject to various limits, including requests per minute, requests per day, tokens per request, and concurrent requests, and it is not designed for production use cases. A link to a companion article can be found at the bottom of this slide. If you want to follow along, you will need to have .NET 9.0, Visual Studio Code, a GitHub account, and an extension named C# Dev Kit for VS Code. So the first question is, what is Sematic Kernel? Well, Sematic Kernel is a lightweight open source development kit that lets you easily build AI agents and integrate the latest AI models into your C#, Python, and Java classes. If you go to this link on GitHub, you will find a variety of AI models. I have gone to this site and you can see here that there are a number of AI models that you can work with. You've got OpenAI GPT-4o, GPT-4o mini, and so on and so forth. For today's video, I'll be using this model, the Phi-3 Mini Instruct model. If you click on that model, it will take you to this page where you get some more details about the model. Note that this is a small language model developed by Microsoft. You will need to get an API key. So you can click on this green button in the top right-hand corner to get an API key. You can get a developer key from GitHub, or you can get a production key from Azure AI. For today's purpose, we're just gonna get a developer key from GitHub. So I will click on this button here. Go ahead and log in. So on this screen, you can create a new token. So I will click on the drop down and generate a new token. I will give the token a name. So I will call it by today's name, which is 8 Jan 25. And you can give the token an expiry day. I'll just make it 7 days. If you like, you can put in a description, and at the very bottom, you can just choose generate token. And here is the token that was generated. You must copy this token because it says here, make sure to copy your personal access token now, as you will not be able to see this again. So I will copy this token and save it in a text file like this. With that done, let us test this small language model in a command line application. So in a working directory, you should create a simple console application with the command .NET new console -n, and I'll call the app GitHub AI Model SK. Let me go into that new directory, and in this new directory, I need to add the following packages. I will need to have the Microsoft Semantic Kernel version 1.25.0, and also this Microsoft Extensions Configuration JSON. The second package is so that I can read from the app settings.json. So I will copy these two packages and paste them in here so that I can have them in my application. Let's open up our application in VS Code. So I'm typing code dot and it should open the application in VS Code. The next step is to create an app settings file. Now, since I have the C# Dev Kit extension, I will see this Solution Explorer, and at the project level, I want to add a new file, and the file will be a custom file, and it will be called app settings.json. This is a text file that will be used for adding configuration values. So in this file, I will paste this code. AI is the grouping for these settings. The endpoint I'm using is models.inference.ai.azure.com. The model is the Phi3 mini instruct, and PAT stands for personal access token. It is in this value that I should put the token that I had saved earlier on in a text file. So I'll copy this, come over here and paste. I've got all my settings ready to go. I will delete the contents of program.cs and paste the usings statements that I will be needing. The next thing I need to do is to read the configuration values in app-settings.json, and this is done using this configuration builder and this command right here. After I do that, I want to be able to read the values that I had saved in app settings, which are these three values: endpoint, model, and personal access token. And this is done using this command here, where we use the config object to read these values. We will next instantiate a client object using this command here. We use the OpenAI client. We pass the personal access token and also the endpoint. Next, we initialize Sematic Kernel using this command. Using the builder command, we will add OpenAI chat completion by passing it the model ID, which is the Phi3 model, and this client object, and then we will build the kernel. With the kernel object, we will get a chat completion service with this command. We need to create an assistant, and we'll do so by specifying that the assistant helps people find information. The response must be brief and should not exceed one paragraph. If the assistant does not know the answer, then it will simply say, I do not know the answer. We will next initiate some questions and some answers. Those questions and answers will be saved in a string builder object. This is done using the following code. We will instantiate here a string builder object and create an endless loop. The way to get out of this loop is to simply hit a Control-C. So here we're going to read a question, clear the string builder, pass the question to the AI and get a response, add the response to the string builder object, display the response, and start all over again. So with this done, we can actually try this application. In a terminal window, you can type .NET run and ask the AI a question. Let me ask, how many planets in our solar system? And the AI comes back with an answer. It says there are 8 planets in our solar system and the names of the planets. You can keep on asking another question. Which planet is closest to Earth? And it comes back saying the planet closest to Earth is Venus. We can terminate the application with a Control-C. With this, we have completed our task of developing a simple application that works with a model hosted on GitHub. You can, of course, use any other model that's hosted on GitHub. For example, I can come here and in app-settings.json, I can change this model to another model that's also hosted on GitHub. And in this case, it is the Meta Llama 3.1. Let me run my application again using a different model. And let me ask it the same question. And I'm just going to copy this and come and paste it here. How many planets in our solar system? And it pretty much gives you the same answer. I hope you found this video useful. And if you did, please give it the thumbs up. And I'll see you on my next video.